I pledge and support the elimination of the derogatory use of the R word from everyday speech and promote the acceptance and inclusion of individuals with intellectual disabilities. This pledge has been taken by over 300,000 individuals on rword.org. The use of the word retard and retarded have become derogatory terms commonly misused in modern language. Over the past 3 years, I have helped promote the R Word, Spread the Word to End the Word campaign, directed by the Special Olympics. When I was in high school, I filmed and edited 2 campaign videos, designed and sold campaign t-shirts, and put together a pledge week for individuals to pledge not to use the R word. Through my experiences, I've learned a lot about myself and a lot about the impacts of the misuse of this word. Today, I would like to inform you of the history of the R word, the impacts the misuse of this word has on people, and alternative language to help eliminate it from everyday vocabulary. Let us start by discovering where the R word came from. The word retarded, although once used to describe people with developmental disabilities, has transformed over the years. In an article titled "The Case Against Banning the Word Retard," written by Christopher M. Fairman on the Washington Post, Fairman explains that in the late 19th and early 20th centuries, the word retard and mental retardation were placed in textbooks and were used as proper medical terminology for persons with developmental disabilities. The use of these words were to replace former, more offensive terms such as cripple, gimp, or Mongol. In the beginning stages, the R word was used in a proper form and for medical use only. Today, the R word is commonly used to explain something people may find to be silly, reckless, or foolish. In most cases, when people are using the R word, they don't mean for it to be derogatory, but because of this misuse, it places a negative connotation on this word. Fairman states in his article, 48 states have voted to remove the term mental retardation from government agencies and state codes. Legislation is pending in Congress to strike it from any federal statutes that still use it, such as the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act. He also explains that multiple associations have recently changed their name to eliminate the word retarded and mental retardation. Some examples include the Association for Retarded Citizens, now simply known as ARC. Another example is the American Association of Mental Retardation, now the American Association on Intellectual and Developmental Disabilities. As you can see, the R word has made quite the transformation over the years, but still has a lasting effect on individuals who are impacted by disabilities. Using the R word may be a slip-up in conversation or used as a joking manner amongst friends, but it can still be offensive. In Timothy Shilver's article, The Bigotry Against the Word Retarded, he explains his experience meeting an adult Special Olympics athlete. He states she couldn't stop hearing the taunt of retard that plagued her through school. This impacted her life and tremendously, and she now struggles with isolation for fear of further taunting. You may have never used the R word as a direct relation to a person with a disability, but the use of this word is still hurtful. When using the R word, you may mean something is absurd, outrageous, or irrational, but by saying it's retarded, you are implying that these words all mean the same thing. It is actions like these that cause derogatory connotation on this word. In an article posted on the Washington Times titled "Watch Your Language, Stop Using the R Word," it states that up to 3% of the world's population has intellectual disabilities. That's 200 million people around the world. Although this may not seem like a large number, still using the R word doesn't just offend people with disabilities, it offends people who are friends and family of others with disabilities. So if this word is offensive and no longer published in 48 states, why should we still use it? If you are talking with your friends about something that you think is reckless, shameful, or senseless, use these words to describe how you're feeling or what you're thinking. It's the best way, alternative language is the best way to end the use of the R word. In most cases, people don't realize that the R word is being used negatively. People have been using this word for years and have integrated it into their daily vocabulary, but just as easily as we have weaved this word in, we can weave it out. Think before you speak. As simple as that sounds, it's the best way to get yourself to stop saying the R word. It is certainly not a change that will happen overnight, but is something you should strive for. By saying what you mean and using alternative language, you will remove the R word from everyday language and avoid making others feel ashamed or embarrassed of who they are. By using alternative language or simply saying what you mean, the use of the R word can be greatly decreased. The R word Spread the Word to End the Word campaign emphasizes the importance of eliminating the R word from everyday language. By joining the over 300,000 others who have pledged not to use the R word, you are taking a step to widening the acceptance of individuals with disabilities and putting an end to the use of a misunderstood word. So when you're out with your friends, whether you're joking or having casual conversation, think before you speak. After listening to my speech, you know the history of the R word, the impacts misuse of this word has on people, and alternative language to eliminate it from your everyday vocabulary. There is no reason why the R word can't be erased from your vocabulary. Take the time to pledge today and end the misuse of the R word. Remember to think before you speak, because you never know who's listening.